he had a crazy career in Glory. He lost some fights over there, and something changed in his mind, and now he seems to look indestructible.
I think that's one of the more interesting fights of the year, to be honest.
Ilia's a good boxer, but Max looked incredible in his last showing. You gotta more so do the Ilia Topuria face after Max Holloway slumped Justin Gaethje. He was like this.
He made that face and he's still a favorite, bro.
Oh my God, I can't even believe I'm not gonna mention this fucking guy.
Do it.
You gonna get hurt. You can get fucking hurt, bro. Shout out to Trump Jr., man. He finna come out to the Dirty Boxing Championships premiere event.
Are we just never gonna admit that he's not allowed in the U.S.? Like, are we just gonna pretend like that's not a thing?
Why? Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Overdogs Podcast. We are here with Ice Bags and Mac Malley. It's Platinum P. You know who it be. I'll punch you in your teeth. What's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Doing fantastic, man. You?
I'm doing very well. Just we're bunkering down for a little hurricane party. The wife's birthday party. Gonna go to dinner here shortly.
He didn't want to fight Merab when he was, you know.
That's a good one.
Now he's gonna go back, right? Like if he wins this fight, like what if Dana's like, bro, here's your shot, go for it. Like what do you think he's
back
gonna
down
do?
at 135?
Oh yeah.
Well, but you're not fucking like really that wrong or anything though, because like what if he does beat Movsar and something happens and they're like, dude, if you want to go back to 135, I mean, I think Merab would have to lose. Would he go back?
Dana would pull some shit like that too.
Well, Hunter would, Campbell, yeah.
Especially after what happened the first time, the Dana kind of got mad. He was like saying to Merab it was his shot. But at the same time, every man's got to understand the brotherhood that Merab had, and I feel like Aljamain would reciprocate that, and he would say, you know, I'm happy for my friend, and as long as he reigns, you know, we're both winners and shit, and he just keeps beating the top contenders until eventually, what do you say? I mean, me and my boys we fight each other for free at the gym. Why not get 10 mil to punch on each other in front of everybody and put on a good show? I don't know.
Not everyone's built different like that, Mike.
Aljo's looking beefy though, man. He's looking pretty big to go back down to 135 right now.
That too, yeah. He went up in weight, and I don't know how he made that 135 in the first place.
Yeah, he was always really tall and lanky. Like he's got a big frame on him. But I wonder if they ever had a deal, like if Aljo would have stayed champ at 135, what was the goal there? I can't. He might have answered this before, but would he have hopped up to 145 regardless, or would Merab have gotten bored? Was it like, hey, I got the title, you go to 145 now? Is it interchangeable, or was it always Aljo goes up?
I mean, fighters don't really want to cut that much weight, bro. The UFC is the only place where guys are cutting a ton of weight like that to get into those fights, and maybe it helps on the grappling aspect. You have weight on your opponent, but I feel like, you know, fighting at 185 in boxing, in bare knuckle boxing, has been good for me. You know, a little bit bigger was not as good for me, but you know, I want to see. I mean, that's a tough question for hearsay. It's like, you know, what if Aljo was still the champ? I mean, we can't say that. He's, you know, but he's on another path now, and I'm sure he'll find success again.
Well, you know, I think it's funny to me, like so many fighters try to go down, right, when they start struggling, right? Like if you go, like Aldo went down to 135. He's actually one of the better success stories. But most fighters, when they cut all this ridiculous, Edson Barbosa is another good one. He actually succeeded. But most people that drop weight, kill himself cutting that weight, end up getting demolished. Like TJ Dillashaw going down to 125, got smoked. And you see most of the time it's when dudes go up, they do better. Robert Whittaker was a lifetime 170, went up, and now he's one of the greatest 185s of all time. So
cutting weight can be detrimental to people's brain health, their reaction timing, their ability to move their head. Their body gets dried out. Their hips and joints don't quite move the same when you're cutting that dehydrated weight like that. I mean, it makes a difference.
It feels like a lot of the guys, as they get older and more mature in their careers, are the ones that kind of get sick of it. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I'm too old to be cutting this shit, and it's not good for my body. Like, I can still compete at the next weight class. And I mean, look at Alex. Like, how the fuck was he cutting to 185, bro? When you look at him at like 205, it's just like, how in the world did he get there?
When you look at title shots of fighters that came up a division, it's like it's way different than fighters that went down and got a title shot. Like, it's because you look at John Jones went up 1, Whitaker went up 1, Pereira went up 1.
It's different at the larger weight classes too. Like,
yeah,
35 to 45 is 10 pounds, and then 45, 55 to 170 has been tough. There haven't been a lot of people to be able to do that. And 170 to 185 has been damn near impossible for anyone to do. And then as far as the wrestling and MMA game goes, in boxing, it's worked out for me. And, guys like, who was like Joaquin Buckley and Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland fluctuates his weight too much. One, I couldn't believe he went down and was able to make 170. And then he bounces right back up to 185 and he gets wrestled or even his rib broke from the wrestling. And, speaking of which, I fought Jake Paul for 6 rounds with a broken rib. I'm just saying. But, so, and then going back and forth, like Joaquin's doing really good at 170 after making the cut from, 190, 195. He's probably changed his lifestyle a little bit, but it was smaller. Holland's a lot taller. He used to carry this power at 185, and then when he cut to 170, I just don't feel like he necessarily has that same power that he had. So that's a tough jump for MMA fighters when you have that much weight in wrestling.
Well, so I wonder, Mike, I don't know if we've ever touched on this. You remember the whole era of everyone demanding a 165-pound division? So you go 155, 65, 75, 85. I never agreed with that shit. As a fighter, what would you want? Would you be in favor of a 65?
Well, as a fighter who doesn't care about the 165-pound division, because I literally can't do 170 anymore. 175, like when I fought Eddie Alvarez at 175, after having gone up and fighting Luke Rockhold at 185, and then I went back to 75, I was struggling that week to cut that weight, to make that 175 mark. And I haven't made 170 since the UFC. So, it's been 175 ever since I left the UFC. And then it was 185 and then 175 and then 185 and then 200. It was, I'm bigger now. And I'm older now. My body, I'm not going back down there. I'd rather fight again at 200. Give me another shot.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how, just a little bit, and it's not even old, right? Like once you hit about 30 is when that really starts to kick in. And it's like, the metabolism in there is as much as it is. I don't care how much you're working out, right? Like to shed that much weight after 30, and some of these guys are doing it 35 to 40, like it's a lot of haul on your body.
I mean, that's the thing about Alex Pereira, right? It's like
37, bro.
He had a crazy career in Glory. He lost some fights over there. He comes over here and something changed in his mind, or he just kept on the bike. He kept training, kept working, and now he seems to look indestructible. I mean, Khalil Rountree was throwing some stuff at him, and it's like he didn't have a mark.
I know, dude. I noticed that too. Yeah, he had nothing on his fucking face, bro. And me and Bagz were talking about this right before you hopped on. Dude, he was this close from just, center mass of the head. It was hitting him. I mean, he was this fucking close, and he was tagging him for 3-4 rounds.
And he's always posting, like, sparring, like, the week of the fight, or, like, 2 weeks before the fight, or 3 weeks. Like, he's sparring random pro boxers, or this guy or that guy. He's sparring, and he just posts it up. He doesn't care about any of that. Me, I'm like, I'm older. I've been doing it. I know he's been doing it long, too, but I'm like, shit, I don't want to get into a battle. I want to run around. I want to jog a little bit, have a nice little workout, touch and go, play speed tag. Don't be hitting me. My head be hurting later.
I'll say this, though, man. He did a great job against Rountree in distance control. he figured out his distance early, bro. And Rountree was like a quarter inch off of his nose every punch. But Alex knew it, right? Like he didn't even have to really move back. He just knew where he was in the ring and just sustained so little damage. And then you look at Khalil after the fight, and I think he had nose surgery and some other stuff.
He's got them long arms. I got that Khalil nose mark. I got that the other day. I was at training the other day, and I was saying, I was like trying to be base form. I was sparring all these guys. Now, what I mean by base form is like, I didn't try to overdo it and like go Super Saiyan on these guys. I tried to stay base form and be technical, and like I was getting beat up, but I stayed on the mats. I did more rounds than, I was in the gym for 2 hours going at it, instead of if I went Super Saiyan, I'm going to get tired in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I'm going to be exhausted if I have some scraps with guys, but I put a little more speed, a little more power, and I'm really trying to hit people, and that kind of keeps them off my ass from punching on me. But at the same time, I don't get the amount of time in. So the other day at the gym, I was taking a little more whooping and trying to beat guys with more technique and more like, just kind of walking through all the corners of what you see in the time frame of a ring or a round, and I was getting beat up for it, and I was like, I'm still tore up. My neck, my shoulders. I've been stretching for days. I did a couple more workouts but without contact, you know what I mean? And it's just better for my body and my mind.
For sure. How critical is that, Mike, when especially when you're going down the stretch, right? Getting ready for a fight, like knowing those sparring partners versus just random guys. How critical is that down the stretch so you don't end up in a Charles Oliveira situation, right?
What is the Charles Oliveira situation?
Like he had that massive gash because they were going so hard, the night before he was supposed to fly out to, I believe, Abu Dhabi was where he was fighting at the time.
I mean, that happens, dude. A lot of fighters, like the week of the fight, that's when you're putting all your training together. And then you finally, you're getting close and you're trying to be careful. And when you're trying to be careful is when you might hit a snag. And it's like when I was having a ton of success with everything, I was telling myself to accept all challenges and be ready to fight like it was fight night at all times. Like there's no one gonna come in the gym and beat on me today because I'm trying to be careful. I'm gonna risk it all, risk it for the biscuit, and I'm fucking knocking you out every chance I get in the gym. But then it's like, I don't know, I kind of got tired of fucking being the character or just always being angry or always being driven, and like thinking that maybe I can smooth my way through some of the rounds. And there's times that you kind of got to do that. Like if you explode on a guy in a fight and you try to knock him out, what do you got? 30 seconds before you need to back off and breathe and back to your jab. I don't know. I got to be more consistent in the gym right now. I went the other day. It gave me a ton of mental clarity. It's weird how things are. My wife's birthday, she had a lot of birthday emotions last night. And it's like I was mentally clear to deal with that and speak my mind through it. So I even told her sometimes I'm not in the right headspace, that when you communicate with me, I just can't seem to find the words, and it might turn into aggression or shutting down. But the good workout that I had the other day just literally had my mind so clear. Sometimes when you don't have a lot on your shoulders or something big isn't coming up, maybe you can just relax and you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just can't find the word.
Yeah, dude. You need that clarity, man. Like you just said. I think a lot of times people that stay in really good shape, you and Bagz, you guys know I kind of fuck around. Like I occasionally work out and I cook dope food. I've gained a lot of weight recently, actually. But I know this myself. Like for people that don't work out that much, bro, when you go work out, like there's something after that first one. If you really push yourself, dude, there's like this clarity you find after it. I swear to God, man. And I feel like, I don't know, you got to get out there and
Bro, when I get grumpy and shit, just like you're saying, Mike, my wife will literally look at me and she's like, yo,
get on the bike.
Go hit the gym, please. because she knows once I get back from the gym, like all that shit's gone. You know, whatever I'm carrying around, whatever that may be of the day.
Even in the head, like Mike's talking about, though, it fucking clears you out, man.
There's other things you can do to get cleared out too. That you know, sometimes, you know, you just catch a whiff and you're like, man, I'm fucking up out here, man. I really got to get my shit together and get it organized, and like it wakes you up and helps you, you know, see how much better you can be if you thought about this and thought about that. Sometimes my brain it's not turning up here. I'm not getting the wheels turning, and I'm not just thinking about a million things. And then other times I'm thinking about a billion things. I can't stop thinking. And it helps me find a few things that I can actually, you know, try to work on.
Yeah, the key though to that is good habits versus bad habits to make that happen. You know, to make that slow down. It's a good
mix though, yin and yang. You gotta balance it out.
I agree.
You gotta go out. You gotta go out to the bar and get drunk sometimes.
Yeah,
just to do it.
Speaking of, have you guys ever had PBR draft or in a bottle? It's so much better, bro. We're in a new era now. Oh, dude, for real, like straight up.
We were talking about this the other night because I had a bunch of guys in town, and they were talking about like, you know, beer tasting and whiskey tasting and all this shit. And I've done this with probably 10 different people. They get a few drinks in. They're like, I could tell you, you know, Macallan 10, 12, 15, 20. I could pick them out, right? They never get it right. Same shit with beer. I'm like, here's your fancy beer. Here's fucking Bud Light. Here's Busch Light. I'm telling you, once you pour it into a solo cup, none of these guys ever get that right.
Okay, hold on. If we are ever together,
okay,
give me a shot at that, because you guys know how much beer I drink. I will get close. Like if you're like, oh, I'll be like, that's Heineken or Schultz or like something like that. Like I will be dead close. I can get Budweiser or Coors Light. I can get that one all day. I know
one of my favorite beers out here in the area I live in. There's a brewery, and they have like all the big machines that they're cooking the beer in the back, and they have a drink. It comes like in a little chalice cup. And it's called a McStagger. I think of McGregor all the time. I think of me hitting McGregor with my left hook, and he McStaggers across the octagon or something.
Dude, there used to be this beer. You know, there's nothing in life like losing something you love, like a fucking restaurant you went to your whole life for years. Like your go-to place closes down. I didn't realize this could even happen, but there's this beer I drank since I was 21 for like 5-6 years. It's called Leinenkugel. And Leinenkugel is still around. You've probably seen it before. Yeah. But they had Leinenkugel Sunset Wheat. It was their first beer ever. And I swear to Christ, dude, it's not like girly or anything. It was like a Blue Moon. But anyone that tasted it said it tasted like one of two things: Fruity Pebbles or like blueberry pancakes. And I mean, it was the smoothest. It was like 10 times the beer that the Blue Moon is. And then they stopped fucking making it. And I still haven't recovered. And that's been like 7 years. I don't know, sorry, but I was just thinking about
that. I mean, it looks like you've recovered fine. You got a beer in your hand, buddy.
Side piece.
He's like, this is different, though.
Do you remember Big Boy? You didn't remember Big Boy was a like restaurant. I remember going into the restaurant, and they were like, you know, smoking or non-smoking. The whole fucking room is filled with smoke anyways. And like, there is no non-smoking motherfucker.
The good old days, bro.
Back in the day, boy. And shit, my parents who probably smoked in the car, we probably went to no smoking area while we were eating food. But Big Boy, it's that guy from, I think they have it on like Austin Powers.
He's like a gigantic baby, right?
Yeah, with holding up the pizza.
Fat bastard?
No, it was a restaurant chain, and it had like a famous statue, and I think they used to throw like rolls at you when you came in and shit.
Yeah, dude, it was the first Funko Pop ever. Yes,
I saw one last night where Japanese girls will slap you at this restaurant. If you pay them, they'll slap you.
Japanese dudes are wild, boy.
Did you see the video of Paige VanZant getting slapped at the Power Slap event? It was like 4 slaps she had to take.
Did she do it again?
She took no, it's not that she did it again. Or maybe she did. I don't know. I don't know if it was the same girl or not. But it was just a video of her getting slapped like 4 times. And I was just like, man, you know, I really would rather be able to roll with the punches a little bit. Like, fuck that brain damage that you're getting from that.
She did eat it. Look, Jazz, if you want to pull this up, I'll drop it in the chat.
These motherfuckers are getting paid $500 for legitimate brain damage. Like, just to get fucking, like, punched in the head. It's like asking a fucking homeless person, I just punch you in the fucking head for, $100.
Oh, my gosh.
I've never done that, by the way.
I don't get why people get so upset about it. Like, dude, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
Same.
And, like, if someone needs $2,000 and having the time of their life slapping the shit out of someone and getting CTE, they know what they're signing up for. Like, is it something I would invest in? No. But, like, I don't get why people get so hurt about it. Yes, it's stupid, but what the fuck is it my problem?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I was watching fucking clips of guys in armor like 30 minutes ago whacking each other with swords, so...
That's a good one, though. I like that.
It's pretty
that
funny.
One's pretty good, dude.
It's so funny to think, like, how awkward they look, and then you look at, like, movies like Lord of the Rings, you're like, they move like this. You see how they actually move?
Right.
They're so, like, sloppy, and then a tink, and some dude falls over, and then it's so fucking corny, but it's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, could you imagine, like, if they did the movie scenes with what it actually looks like, which is that shit right there, it'd be totally different. Nobody would even watch it.
That'd be the...
200 guys fucking taking 3 minutes to knock each other down, like...
Yeah, stumbling around, knocking each other over. You know what? Can I ask you guys a question? I know this was a little bit ago, but I thought of this earlier. I'm curious.
You can't.
Mike, I'm going to ask it anyway. Okay. Dirty boxing. I feel like I've never really heard in a podcast someone talk about how you start a fight league. I think that's interesting. I'd like to hear it. You're starting one right now. You're in the process. So I want 2 questions. What weight classes are you guys planning for Dirty Boxing? And just tell everybody here, like, the process of fucking, I'm going to start a fight league. How does that go?
When you brought up the 165-pound division, I was wondering if we were going to go that way. I believe there were some fighters that we were speaking to that would really like that division. I don't know. We might be the first one to be able to open it up. I don't know if commission is involved in that new weight class being sanctioned and approved. And, commission did approve our rules set. We will have the private show November 23rd. I got fighters coming to me left and right trying to get on this thing, trying to fight on it. A couple of the homeboys in the local area, might be getting lowballed, and I'm trying to help them out. And then, the coordinators behind the desk, they might not see it that way, but we do got some really big contests that will take place on this event. And so, there's still a lot of BTS being put in by the main paperwork people. Our boy from Spain, Adam's working really hard. Our Spaniard friend, and
he's from Hungary. He
always reminds me. He always reminds me that he's a Spaniard, and he's working extremely hard. So other than that, I mean, Icebags, I would like to know, as far where you are. We haven't really spoken about Dirty Boxing. I know you guys had a meeting this morning, but I was busy cooking breakfast for my wife. It's her birthday, so I had to do that. Sorry.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Latori. Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we had an hour-long call today. There's probably 15, 20 people on the call. I mean, dude, it's a painstaking ordeal for sure, just because there's so many little items that have to be done. You know what I mean? Whether it's commission, whether it's contracts, whether it's, finding fighters. Luckily, there's a ton of fighters out there that have been reaching out to us. So that's probably one of the smaller concerns that we have. But when you're working through your rule set for months with each other, then you're designing a ring, right? And now you're getting quotes for a new ring, and now you're getting that built out. You're finding locations for it. Like it's a lot, man. It takes a lot of people to put on a show for sure, and not an easy task by any means. That's why I'm glad that we have great people that we can have running the company that we can kind of lean on, and that way me and Mike can just do our things, which is show up, make a couple of decisions, hype it up, and roll with it. So yeah, it's good. Look, I'm fucking super excited about it though. It's gonna be a blast, right? And here's the thing with the new fight league, like, who the fuck knows if it's gonna be a success or not, right? We got all the right people in place, I think, to make it successful. But at the same time, like, you don't know what the appetite in the market's going to be. It's a crowded market. But I think our rule set is so unique that it has a good shot. And it's just a different look. It's a different feel. It's got a super vibe to it. And it's going to be violent, man. It's going to be super dirty. Like, and I'm not gonna bash on any other leagues or talk about other sports at this point. We'll let our show speak for itself when it comes out. So early next year, we'll be able to see it. But by the end of the year, we'll probably be putting out some clips and stuff from the first show. But with the first one, it was like, we just want to take a look at it, right? Because we haven't seen it in action, like the full thing, right? So we want to see the full thing, the rule set, how do the referees react to a new rule set, right? Because that's one thing that we have to consider as well. It's never been done before. Nobody's ever reffed this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need to get some elbow pads so that I can try a little harder when training in this style, because I just haven't gotten the elbow pads. I need those so that me and my partner can, hit each other a little bit with them elbows.
Dog, that fucking elbow you hit Jake Ellenberger with was one of the nastiest fucking... dude, I was like, why does he keep clinching with him like that, dude? Mike's gonna... I mean, bro, you almost just... Hey, bro. Boof! I'll never forget. Just walk off. That was brutal, man.
I feel like I changed the clinch game with that one. I feel like guys aren't getting hit with that elbow anymore because they stay more upright and they're not trying to lean or something. I don't know what it was, but I just pulled. Oh, that was a good one, man.
I remember when you loaded that up, I was like, he's fucked. Oh, God. I mean, that's straight up. I'm not just kissing your ass, Mike. You're my boy, but like that's up there with the Matt Brown, Diego Sanchez elbow. I mean, that one was filthy, bro.
That one was filthy. That one was after my elbow. Matt Brown did that. Poor Diego, man.
Well, so wait. You did walk him off. Like, you hit him and walked off, right?
I hit him and just kind of like,
but you didn't follow up strike. It was a walk off. Yeah. But so then how many walk off KOs with an elbow are there? Like only 4 that I can think of. Yair and TKZ, Mike Perry.
You know what?
Ellenberger.
That year, I got second for knockout of the year behind Francis Ngannou, and I think it was the uppercut he hit Alistair over.
Oh my God, dude. I remember watching that one too and just thinking like,
it's a well-deserved second place.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So what do we got coming up next? We got Ilia and Max coming up. That's going to be a fucking banger. Who else is on that card? We got Whitaker and Khamzat on that card.
Before we move, I just thought of something fucking hilarious. Do you guys see the fucking ref the other night?
Which one?
That ref with the like they kicked him off the card, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, what happened there? I was talking to somebody and didn't see it.
Bro, here's what was happening. So the dude didn't call like a fucking foul the whole fight. And homeboys are scrapping, and dude gets like eye poked. And sometimes that goes not noticed, but homie like literally looks at, bro, it's an eye poke. And he waves it off, like doesn't stop the fight. Then he immediately gets like dick kicked. And the ref's kind of just like, oh, careful, just chilling. And so they're like, that probably wasn't an eye poke. So they play the replay, clearly an eye poke. Then like 30 seconds later, pokes his eye again. And the ref's like, fight, keep going. What are you fucking doing? And like it got to the point like 4 pokes later where the dude's like, what are we fucking doing here, dude? Like, are you going to call it? Like, I thought he was going to start 1v2ing the ref and the fucking dude, bro. It was fucked. You guys didn't see it. Mike, did you see that? It was the
What
worst.
fight was that?
Fuck, who was it?
It was early.
Poeteria.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird. I've never seen someone that bad, bro. Like, he was just watching him fucking, yeah, like,
he was a big favorite. He was a big favorite to win that fight. He was like a minus 400. There was other fights. Court McGee. He finished Tim Means. He got the choke. The same choke that I had, but he was able to get the strangle and finish the choke on Tim. That was the first fight of the night. I thought that was a pretty good first fight.
Well, Tim's always throwing the fuck down, bro. New Mexico homeboy right there. Moriarty High School wrestling coach.
Who's going to be the first female fight in Saudi Arabia? And when do you think that'll happen?
I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening. I mean, like, look at the way it's going right now.
You think they're going to let him cheer for women?
Has there ever been? There definitely has been, right? Not in Saudi Arabia.
Probably not in Saudi.
I doubt it.
They've only done a couple cards in Saudi, right?
Where's 308 at?
308 is, let me find out for you. That's Vegas, I think. Let me see. Oh, but dude, Kayla Harrison whooped some. Well, she whooped ass, but wasn't maybe particularly as flashy as we'd think. So yeah, this is
where, in Dubai or Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, this isn't Yaz Island, Dubai.
Dubai is a little different than Saudi Arabia.
Oh, because of Khamzat. That's right.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, are we just never going to admit that he's not allowed in the U.S.? Like, are we just going to pretend like that's not a thing?
Why?
I don't know, but it's fucking clear. At this point, it is clear that he is not allowed to enter the U.S. because it just hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well, he's fought in the U.S.
When?
Not a long time. The Apex. Like, when he debuted, he fought, twice in, 3 weeks. And landed, he only got punched once. He beat 2 people. That's why he's so...
But that was when they did the Fight Island, wasn't it?
No, he did... He's definitely fought in the Apex. That's where he knocked out GM3. That was in the Apex. 50 seconds they circled, and he had just come off dominating, 2 dudes. And then he fights GM3 in the Apex, and 1 punch KOs him. And that's when everyone was like, oh, fuck, we got a problem on our hands.
The Whitaker fight will be good. But what are you guys' thoughts on the judging of 307?
Jose,
there was a couple fights that I thought people got,
There was. The Pena fight was super close. The Aldo fight was super close. I feel like the ref should have done a better job of keeping the dude off, just pinning him on the fence. I thought it was a little ridiculous after a while.
What was the other fight? There was another fight that might have been earlier. I can't.
Well, in that same ref, in that fight with the eye pokes, I forgot at the end of it, he was calling breakups up against the fence after 3 or 4 seconds. Literally, they'd clinch up and he's all right, that's enough. And so everyone was freaking out, bro. And so during the Aldo fight, I even tweeted, bring that ref from earlier back. I don't know. The Bautista fight, dude, fuck you. That was just boring as fuck. Don't do that to Aldo.
What was the other one, man?
Is the scorecard that wrong? I don't know.
Look.
But I definitely thought Pena probably won.
Did Hernandez win against Hubbard when he did not fucking win that fight?
Yeah, that one was one that was dog shit, I think. Yes.
And then Almeida and Poteria, or that one was close.
That's the one where the fucking ref fucked up the fight and Poteria lost.
Okay, because the eye pokes. Yeah, that's right.
And then at the end, splitting them up all stupid. Yeah.
That's right. Well, shout out to Buckley for getting that dub over Thompson. Wonderboy was performing really well. And then the pressure, Joaquin does these blitzes, these power punch blitzes, and he got a punch in there, and it just laid him down, man.
It was one of my favorite fights to watch of the night, to be honest.
Wonderboy's always fun to watch, man. He's a great striker.
He's one of my all-time favorites. So right when he went down, I was like, Anthony Pettis all fucking over again. And my girlfriend looks over at me like this. And I think she thinks I'm going to freak out. Oh, fuck. Like those fucking Cowboys fans pull out a gun and gat your fucking TV. I just sat there like, bro, fuck, man. I don't know. But yeah, good for Buckley. He's one of the stories of going down a weight division where it doesn't look like he could even cut that weight. And he's been undefeated. So,
Mac, what do you think? What do you think Ilia and tell me this. What's the line on Ilia and Max right now?
Let me find out for you right now.
I think that's one of the more interesting fights of the year, to be honest.
Oh, it's one of the best for sure. Okay, so let's see here. We got Max is a plus 180. I don't know about that.
That's a lot of juice, man.
It's a lot of squeeze right there. 180?
He's so much taller and a point striker against someone like Ilia, who's a power puncher, who has to loop his head like this to get inside and punch over the top. I mean, Ilia's a good boxer, but
yeah,
Max looked incredible in his last showing.
Yeah, I mean that's an all-timer right there. Like that fight right there is all-time. But Ilia also handled Volk with fucking ease too, with a quick knockout.
And that's 3 wins over Max Holloway, Volk. Yeah, I think sometimes you just have fighters that have that like some fighters' number, but This one, I genuinely don't know where to go, but I'll lean Max because Max has figured everyone else out. You know, and kind of like Mike said, Ilia, he's good as fuck, though.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's good. His all-around game is incredible.
I mean, so for UFC 5, I don't really play that anymore. But when I did, I've always been a Max Holloway main. I don't care. Fuck anyone that's like, oh, fucking toxic. I don't give a fuck, dude. I beat the fuck out of you with Max Holloway. So I've made Max Holloway, but I started trying Ilia. Oh, my God, bro. Like, it's a power version of Max Holloway on the game, at least. So I'm good as fuck with
Mike
him.
Perry's pretty good on that game, man.
I've sent you clips of me knocking out
I'll be
people.
knocking people out in that shit. I'm not even in the UFC, and I'm in the game. These fucking guys who talk on the internet and be like, oh, the fight should look like this, or if I fought. But you don't. You don't fight. You don't even get in the ring. You don't train. I said, come to Fusion XL and Performance at the West Oaks Mall in Ocoee, Florida, 11 a.m. on Saturdays, and we fighting. We in there, scrapping. Tons of us.
I had a moment of weakness yesterday. I saw that comment, and I replied to you and said, no one's going to show up for that smoke, Mike. You know it, $100, bro.
No, there's a few guys do.
But no one liked it, so I deleted it because I got all embarrassed. I was like, oh, shit.
Few guys that will. They'll show up.
From the comment section?
No. Training partners. Those guys. I can't say no one shows up because they are there. They're fucking always there getting punched or...
Just don't go full Jamal Hill in the comments, man. That guy lives in the fucking comments fighting people.
Man, he's, you can't yawn.
No.
At the main event, you gotta more so do the Ilia Topuria face after Max Holloway slumped Justin Gaethje. He was like this.
He made that face and he's still a favorite, bro. Yeah, people didn't hate him for that. Fuck.
He was like, why that camera looking at me? That boy accepted that fight, though. There's gotta be an injury, man. Bro, these fights be getting these injuries. And guys be pulling out. Who was it? The guy who was... Oh, my God. I can't even believe I'm going to mention. I'm not going to mention this fucking guy.
Do it.
Shane Mosley was going to fight this fucking nobody guy. And like a week or two before the fight, the guy starts posting on Instagram. He's like got his own arm sling. He didn't even go to the doctor. He just got his own. Oh, the injury, He's like, I can't. We're just going to have to push the fight. Sorry, buddy. You get one chance to show up and fight a Shane Mosley. It didn't happen. It was never going to happen. It was all a publicity stunt. Fucking these publicity stunts happen over and over again, and these people act like they'll do something. You're going to get hurt. You can get fucking hurt, bro. Come to Fusion XL and Performance Saturdays, 11 a.m., West Oaks Mall, Ocoee, Florida. I'll be there.
That's for all you IG guys talking shit.
Dude, Mike, have you, how would you set that up where someone would believe it? Like, you would do that, right? And I mean, as long as they sign like a fucking release form or whatever when they show up, you can do that, right?
I spar badass motherfuckers all the time, bro. Some nobody that I don't know that he comes to get to work. Bro, I'm going all out. I'm finna hurt you bad. And here's the thing. They do MMA rounds over there. 5 minutes. You got to punch with me for 5-minute round.
Nope.
Bro, I'm stopping guys in 2.5 minutes. Guys break down. They get exhausted after 2.5 minutes. I'm putting that pressure on them. I'm leaning on them. I'm rubbing my fucking forehead all up in their mouth and shit. I'm grinding my forearm on their face. I'm cheese grating their face in the fucking cage. Come on, man.
I'm fucking exhausted thinking about it.
I know. Watch a motherfucker off the street try to hit pads for fucking 30 seconds, bro. They're gassed.
Yeah,
and then you got Mike Perry cheese grating you against the fence. No thanks. Just because I felt like smarting off on Instagram? No thanks, bro.
I love it. I hope somebody does show up.
Shout out to Trump Jr., man. He finna come out to the Dirty Boxing Championships premiere event.
Yeah, said he was excited about coming out, so hopefully he can make it.
Got a good guest list. Did they send you the guest list sign up fee or sign up link, Matt? They sent you that? You're not coming?
No. Am I going? Am I on the list?
That reminds me, speaking of Miami, where was Pandamonium, Josh, and how was it?
We did it in Destin this year. It was a lot of fun, man. We just rented a couple of like big mansion houses, on the water, beach, boating, the same stuff that you and I do when we're here. So it was super chill. The last 2 years were Vegas. So it was kind of nice, like not being at a nightclub at 4 a.m. yelling in somebody's ear, for once. So we had a good time.
Sounds good, man. I missed it. I want to come to the next Pandamonium.
Of course.
Can I ask one more thing? Mike, dude, like, fuck you for making me get into, like, the Love is Blind shit.
Oh, shit.
Dude, this new season, so my girlfriend's watching 30 minutes the other day.
What country is it?
It's America. Bro, these people, I literally, I don't look at it as, like, it's entertaining, but it's, like, it's a psychological study, bro. This new one, I have never seen someone I hated so much in a show besides, like, Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, this fucking autistic dude or something is sitting there trying to hoard all the bitches. Oh, like, bro, and he's just going around telling everyone he's a rich art dealer and he don't want girls to get his money.
So it ain't the one with Leah?
No, this dude's name is like Leo or something. This is a brand new season. Apparently, my girlfriend's the one.
Brand new season. I gotta look it up. I haven't seen it, but
because we have to talk about this next week.
Yeah, next week, next time for sure. Hoping everybody in Central Florida, Tampa area, either got out, evacuated, or stayed safe during the hurricane over the next couple days. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and thank you again for watching Overdogs Podcast. Stay in tune and subscribe, like, and comment. Let's go.
Appreciate you, boys.